Hello and welcome to the 2013 Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix Thunderdome exhibition match. It's being run in conjunction with round one of the Achilles Radial Formula Drift Asia Championship. This doubleheader is going to be the biggest and best drift event Australia has ever seen. Now in its 10th year, Formula Drift is the USA's national drifting series. Formula Drift Asia started 6 years ago, and 2013 saw the series hit Australian soil for the very first time. Saturday saw 32 of the best Aussie drivers battle it out in the ADGP exhibition match, the top 6 earning a Formula Drift licence and a spot to compete in FD Asia on Sunday to battle some of the world's best, including 2012 Formula Drift USA and Asia champion Daigo Sato. Fredrik Asbo from Norway and Mad Mike Wadet from New Zealand. Two massive events to create one huge weekend of drift. First up, let's see what some of the Australian drivers thought of the collaboration before we check out the action from the exhibition match.
I think it's a great thing for the series having FD Asia and ADGP combining for this weekend. It's a massive move on both parts, and I just hope it really works out and comes back for next year.
It's an awesome step for Australian motorsport to pick up the drifting scene with having such a high level of drifting come over here with us.
It's crazy. It's obviously a step forward for the sport. Working to get bigger, better things. It's crazy that we're out here, man. These drivers are like top quality, so it's good to be part of it.
It's a good thing. FD Asia obviously a huge event, to bring them down here with ADGP, it's just going to make things bigger in Australia, bigger and better.
You know, I'm really excited to see those guys here, and God, just to see them on the track yesterday. There's some really fierce competitors out there, and just looking to possibly qualify and get against them on Sunday.
Well, Bo Yates back in form straight away, qualifying in second place on a whole new track to him. Matt Harvey, the rookie, coming in third. Ender, a big surprise, and a borrowed car in fourth. Ben Patel's new setup certainly works, taking fifth. Nick Coulson, ever consistent, in sixth. Josh Botcher in seventh. Dale Campaign in eighth. Ryan Cummings in a return to form in ninth. Agus in 10th. But no one could beat Tom Monkhouse, #1 qualifier.
The car's great. Keith gave me the car to use, and I'm very grateful of that. I was also lucky to get in the event. I'm a wild card entrant, so I had points to prove. The car had an injector problem in practice. I didn't get much practice, but Rob Turner from JPC, he's the man. He fixed the car, and him and Cole Armstrong in my pit crew, they've really been a good influence, and they egged me on. I couldn't disappoint.
Now let's check out some top 32 highlights. Kelly Wong provided the first upset when she took out higher placed qualifier Jack Widdis. Kudaro Hooley then defeated Anthony Cece, number 13 qualifier, as he spun as he went for a big entry. Ben Patel broke a gearbox and was defeated by Justin Coda. And Hayden Buckham was defeated by a very, very in-form Michael Prosnick in that Supreme Caravans S13. That made our top 16 look like this. Some very fierce battles set to unfold. Tom Monkhouse had no problem taking the win against Kelly Wong in our first battle of the top 16. Dale Campaign had a big advantage after the first run against Ryan Cummings, but controversy over that big entry that Ryan Cummings was just able to bring back, but forced the spin against Dale Campaign. Kudaro Hooley then defeated Ender, one of the local favourites, with another upset. Rob White took the win against Justin Coda. Pretty straightforward for the reigning champion. Nick Coulson, ever consistent, took out Nathan Wiesel, who was down from New South Wales. A great run from Mitch Bunny and Matt Harvey, but Mitch Bunny would take the win in the JPC S15. Agus and Josh Botcher gave us a spectacular battle, but Agus took the win and moved through to the top 8. But this next battle provided the biggest surprise of the weekend. Bo Yates drove with no mistakes, but Michael Prosnick was able to stick to his door on his follow run. Prosnik had bad luck in 2012, but this year seems to be in top form already, and when they flicked it around, Bo Yates needed to step it up a notch, but wasn't able to do so, and Michael Prosnik drove away with the win and defeated previous Australian champion Bo Yates to go through to the top 8, which looked like this. Some new names at this top end of the leaderboard, but good to see. A bit of a changing of the guard. Ryan Cummings back in form, but had gearbox problems, which gave the win straight to Tom Monkhouse. Kudar was on the warpath, taking some big scalps. Next on his list was Rob White, reigning champion from last year. He was a little bit off the form this weekend, and Nick Coulson gave us some spectacular runs against Mitch Bunny, scraping the wall, and he took the win. Agus and Prosnik, another intense battle, and Prosnik was also able to take the win in this hotly contested battle between the two Victorians. Tom Monkhouse in the top 4 was able to finally defeat Kudar after that spin into the water barriers, guaranteeing her spot in the finals. And Michael Prosnik then had to take on Nick Coulson, but Nick Coulson put a stop to Prosnik's top form with a couple of small mistakes, meaning Coulson took the win. Kudar and Prosnik would then battle it out for 3rd place. And Prosnik was starting to lose a little bit of that form, and Kudar was able to take the win and take home 3rd place. Monkhouse and Coulson had to go a rerun as the judges simply could not split them. Both drivers very consistent all weekend, running perfect line and great proximity. You can see here the big VE Commodore is glued to the back of that S14.5 from JPC. The switch to Achilles Radial for Nick Coulson seems to have worked this year as the car has some newfound speed, and you can see that him scraping the wall, getting nice and close. But after a couple of very small mistakes and a little bit shallower from Tom Monkhouse, Coulson was able to finally take the win.
It's such an amazing feeling to get 1st place. I mean, I've been stuck with 3 4ths last year. I got a 3rd this year, and to come out 1st was just an amazing feeling. And to go to Formula Drift Asia tomorrow, that's the biggest news I've had in my life. That's awesome.
Well, here's the rest of the top 10. Prosnik, Ryan Cummings and Agus were also able to pick up their FD licence along with our podium place getters, ready for tomorrow's battles. The top 6 drivers were joined by 4 other Australians who already had an FD licence, taking on some of the world's best drifters in the Achilles Radial Formula Drift Asia Round 1. A different and totally new track layout was used, making it an even playing field. Over 20 cars were fighting to qualify for the top 16 competition. Fan favourite Daigo Sato was in his usual top form and qualified in the number 1 spot. Australian drivers Rob White and Nick Coulson from Team Achilles, as well as Tom Monkhouse, Josh Botcher, Jake Jones, Kudar O'Hooley and Michael Prosnik made it through to the top 16 competition. Fan favourite Mad Mike was knocked out in the 1st round in a big upset. Nick Coulson was narrowly defeated by Frederick Asbo after putting up a great fight. 4 Aussies made it through to the top 8. Monkhouse and Botcher both took convincing wins, but Jake Jones would then have to go up against Daigo Sato. Rob White was then defeated by Frederick Asbo, setting up the most anticipated battle of the weekend. Daigo Sato versus Frederick Asbo in the top 4. Monkhouse and Botcher head-to-head in the top 4 guaranteed an Aussie on the podium. After being defeated, Botcher went on to defeat the mighty NASCAR V8-powered FT86 of Asbo and take 3rd place. Monkhouse was driving great, but no one could touch Daigo Sato, who took the win. This made for 2 Aussies on the podium for the very first Achilles Radial Formula Drift Asia. Round 1 of the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting GP 2013-14 season kicks off in South Australia at Nallala Motorsport Park on October 5th and 6th. For more information, results and event coverage, head to the website australiandriftinggp.com.